a Hallmark movie about the Navy. Already, that's a touchy subject for a lot of people. Now, let me say this now. I have actually had one family member who has recently passed away, who is actually in the Navy that served in Vietnam. I've had a couple of them who have gone to the Army. I've had one who is going to be also in the Marines. But let me say this now. If this movie does try and insult any possible way of the Army, military, whatever, I will not be afraid to call them out. Also, another thing, because the rant is over, but this technical date of this movie starts December 15th. The date I probably should have put that movie up for before, the one that got blocked. Hallmark. Like, seriously, it's like a 30-second clip where my voice is over and it's like, nope, you can't have it. This is what I get for trying to do 2019 movies instead of, the older stuff that Hallmark doesn't seem to care about. I say don't care about, but I think it's more so. Those ones are cheesy and they don't care. Maybe they're all the same, so they're like, is that this one or is that one? I don't know. It's 9 a.m. The sun is rising from the ocean. The jets have lifted off. Christmas is in the air, and everyone walks like they're in Top Gun. Our main girl, Maddie, is asked out to go to see A Wonderful Life with Roger. It's a kind of complicated relationship with the two, and Sarah does not see how the two are together. The three work together on the local newspaper, dealing with the hottest gossip.
My last piece was the more bacon wedding announcement.
That sounds like my kind of wedding. Well, no, seriously, Sarah. I mean, come on. You get to bring joy to people. I remind them about the harsh realities of this world.
So you make the most money. The harsher the story, the more people tune in. Complain all you want in your mansion, not your job.
Maddie goes to a Christmas party for the Navy as she accidentally spills red wine on a woman's dress.
Never wear white to a party. What is the saying goes? Only wear white to a wedding if you're the bride. Honestly, it just seems like in any scenario, a white dress, red wine on it, it's kind of a given at this point.
Lieutenant Billy Jenkins, who was with the woman who got the wine spilled on her, is a bit of a Grinch, saying Christmas is overrated. It sounds like someone who has a sad backstory we'll learn about later, and how Maddie will probably help him get over it.
Oh, did I spoil it? Was it not obvious for you?
Maddie meets up with Captain Jenkins. I see the connection, but don't spoil it for dear Maddie. Not yet, anyway. Maddie's dad used to be one of the pilots on the ship, so she knows Captain Jenkins pretty well. Captain Jenkins asks why Maddie didn't sign up for the Christmas Tiger Cruise with her mom to see her sister Amelia in action, but Maddie's been swamped with work. After some food and drinks, Lieutenant Billy Jenkins comes back to pester her. Don't you have a girlfriend? Go away! December 16th. The sisters decide to go to the regular diner and eat. Maddie tells her sister that she envies her since she has a job that she loves. Don't get her wrong, she loves writing, but after a while, writing all these dramas and scandals gets pretty tiring.
Tell that to the tea community.
After some convincing, Maddie agrees to go to the cruise. She goes to tell her boss. The day before it happens, and with the big scandal uncovering, he reluctantly agrees, and we cut to the cruise. And then we get Maddie's embarrassment when she figures out Lieutenant Billy Jenkins is Captain Jenkins' son.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock!
Oh gee, color me shocked. Captain Jenkins invites the three to dinner and leaves so the awkwardness between Maddie and Billy can rise. Later on at dinner, they all gather for dinner, and so does the girl who got wine spilled on her. Her name is Charlotte. Billy begins bitching about Christmas and how there is no need for it on the ship because it's made for combat, blah, blah, blah.
So because you don't like it, we have to take it down? As you wish, Your Highness.
Maddie embarrasses herself as she realizes Charlotte and Billy are not dating. They just went with each other to the little formal. Captain Jenkins asks his son to take Maddie back as the two chat. One likes to assume things while the other is a Grinch every season. December 18th. Maddie goes to meet Captain Jenkins and talks to him about his wife and how they got together on the Tiger Cruise. But we get one of those more shocking pieces of info.
About meeting your wife on a Christmas Tiger Cruise?
Christmas 1984. But I should tell you, Barbara and I got divorced a long time ago.
I'm sorry. Billy alluded to something at dinner.
No, the divorce was tough on me as a kid. Yeah.
Then why the hell does he act like his hatred for Christmas is because of a dead relative? That his dog died or something?
She wants to know if any of other crew members have fallen in love on the Tiger Cruise, and he suggests she go to the archives. He also suggests Billy to come with, but he's busy with his duties. But as of Captain's orders, he's forced to.
You get Maddie whatever she needs. That's an order, Lieutenant Jenkins.
Way to abuse your power, Captain.
While looking at some of the old Christmas photos, Billy has actually read the article Maddie has done, as she suggests write more about the ship and how the crew are the best of the best. More looking reveals an old journal and a photo drawn by one of the crew members named Sam. You see, in 1965, he was coming to Operation Tiger Cruise. There, he tells about how the cruise was for families to come and see what they do. He met a wonderful woman, Dorothy, and helped her with her bags. Maddie wants to use the journal as a Christmas story.
Shouldn't you be trying to find the family of Sam, or even if they got married? Or
Maddie takes the journal as Billy finds the Santa suit. She tries convincing him to dress up and he rightfully refuses. We do, however, find out his favorite holiday, and it would happen to be the 4th of July. Ha 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 ha. Maddie calls her boss and tells him about a story she wants to do. He is iffy about it, but after a little convincing, he says he'll look into it if it has heart and emotion. Reading more in the journal, Sam really likes Dorothy. But her brother says that she is a lover at home, but he's hopeful it's not true, as his love grows even stronger every day.
do you get the metaphor yet? It's about Maddie and Billy.
Billy comes around finding a star made to Dorothy, supposedly by Sam. The two race down to the senior chief's office to ask more about the ornament, and here's what we know. In 1965, that was the first Tiger Cruise. Sadly, though, the senior chief does not know who Dorothy is, but his brother could help get the records. They don't know Sam's last name either, so this is the big list to go through. Showing them the drawings of Dorothy, he suggests that they look at the photos at the bottom bunk as he gets to work. And guess what? They happen to find a photo down there, and it just so happens to look like Dorothy.
1, Sam is good at drawing and never does say it's a photo that was of Dorothy. 2, is that the only photo? Mind you, there could be more around, but they just saw the first one of dancers and said, "Ha, this is Dorothy." The photo honestly looks like the lady from The Sound of Music.
December 19th, the cruise stops at New York, and the two decide to go to the historic building to find more pictures. One of the women there finds Dorothy Milne, who was a dance instructor. The two are told she used to work at the Aviation Dance Studio, and we get a flashback of Sam writing in his diary that he had gone to see Dorothy dance and called her beautiful, and she was like dancing on air. But her brother, who I really feel like is trying to break them apart, but I don't know, maybe that's just me, said that Dorothy left that morning as he was trying to find her. Billy and Maddie go to the dance studio and ask one of the teachers there, who replies that Dorothy was her teacher. The teacher gives them the scoop as Sam did come to find her after the ship docked, but again, she had a boyfriend who planned to propose. While the teacher didn't know who she chose, or Sam's last name, she did know that Dorothy moved to
California.
The teacher gives them the scoop on Sam, as he did come to find her after the ship docked, but again, she had a boyfriend who had planned to propose. Also, that Dorothy used to be her teacher when she was little.
Coincidence? I think not!
So with nothing else on mind, Billy and Maddie go to the train museum where the two have a heart-to-heart. Billy with his parents' divorce, and how the train museum was the last place they went together as a family, and how Maddie's dad passed and her mom wanted to only talk about him while she really couldn't. She also regrets not going to any of the Tiger Cruises her dad had asked her to come to. Honestly, it's a nice scene that I myself, who have lost 4 people close to me, can relate to. December 20th. This is where things kind of get confusing because Sarah, the girl from the beginning, is asked to help find Dorothy. We are never shown this, but she found out that Dorothy lived in San Diego in 1966, but nothing else. She gets transferred to talking to her boss and tells him all she knows about the story he's working on. But her boss kind of needs that story since the original story that was supposed to be in the paper fell through. So no pressure or anything. A change has happened to Billy. Billy has gone from a Grinch to now a man who wants to celebrate Christmas.
You disgust me. How can you live with yourself? You sit on a throne of lies.
So after some laughs and Christmas ornament painting, Billy and Maddie go out to see it snowing and kiss.
Wow, you usually save these for the end. What are you planning, movie?
But it's too good to be true. You see, Maddie is a newspaper writer, and Billy is a Navy air pilot. The two live in different worlds.
Shut up!
December 21st. It's the last day of the Tiger Cruise. Before Maddie and her mom get ready to leave, the senior chief's brother has found someone by the name of Samuel Williams, who was a pilot in 1965, awarded the Navy Cross for extraordinary heroism, shooting 3 enemy aircrafts in Vietnam. And since he's a person of exceptional preeminence, that means that they could get his records without having to wait. But the case goes cold after he went back to Vietnam in 1967 and just disappeared. Even stranger is the fire in Missouri that had the records of his and many others. Nothing is known about where he went or even if he's alive.
So, here's another thing we could do. Track his family. I mean, if we know the name, maybe we could track down the family and go from there. We don't do that, do we?
Billy and Maddie hug one last time, leaving the ship as the story is never truly found. But a story of love is both found and lost, with both Sam and Dorothy and Billy and Nan. Just kidding. Maddie goes back to work and has the pressure still on her about the story. She can't really find anything about Sam and Dorothy, so she's just stuck. Sarah asks about the guy she's been talking about and spills the beans before saying that it wasn't going anywhere.
But it's not that simple, Sarah.
Just imagine the wedding. All those handsome groomsmen in uniform with their swords. Your bridesmaids in peach. That is my color palette, by the
A
way.
wedding announcement.
I'm convincing, but
No, maybe there's a wedding announcement for Sam and Dorothy.
I like it.
I don't know why I haven't thought about this before.
Didn't they say before that Dorothy's boyfriend wanted to propose? Actually, why didn't we ask the dance instructor who the boyfriend was? And maybe we can go from there?
Oh yeah, and Billy goes to her work. Hi. He gives her the ornament in case she finds anything. Okay, bye. No, actually, he tells her that he doesn't want to say goodbye and that he does love her.
I'm so sorry, I can't.
So is that it? Maddie, what if our whole lives have led up to this point? What if you and I found each other just like Sam and Dorothy?
You're the reincarnation of Sam and Dorothy.
Would be cool, but no. Maddie finds a newspaper article saying that Sam and Dorothy were married on Christmas Day in 1974. But his last name is different. It's not William, it's Williams. They moved to a veteran's house, but they moved out. And unless Maddie's family, they aren't telling her anymore. They find more pictures, one being of the two in front of the plane named Picasso. Maddie puts 2 and 2 together that there is an old diner with the same name she had been going to since she was a kid. Going to the diner, she talks to one of the waitresses, figuring out that the couple sold the place and have a daughter who live in Virginia Beach.
Speaking of which, where's the location of this set?
December 23rd. She finally gets to meet Sam and Dorothy. Dorothy's brother tells Sam where the dance studio was, and he drove 7 hours to see her in New York City. She ended her relationship with her boyfriend, and things took off from there. They were going to wait, but they had to move it since Sam was going to go to Vietnam. Sam's plane got shot down, and he was imprisoned for 7 years on Vietnam. Officers came to tell Dorothy Sam was alive, and they decided to start the diner, Picasso being because he liked to paint. Maddie asked how Dorothy could have possibly gone for Sam when he was in the Navy, that she would have loved him no matter what. She would have waited for him. Maddie hands them the star, and they are just so in love. It's just so cute. Maddie tells them that Billy had helped, and they wanted to give him thanks. Maddie begins to work on the article.
I just realized that Maddie didn't give Sam and Dorothy the diary. What the hell?
She's able to create it in time as she goes to the diner with her family. She asks her mom how she could be with her dad, even though he would be in battle. She tells us a story about how she was originally afraid to, but she flew where he was in Japan and accepted his proposal. He lost his life in battle. He was fighting for everyone, for what was right, but Maddie just couldn't see how. Maddie tries calling Billy, but he doesn't want to really talk. She tells Captain Jenkins to tell Billy to read the paper and be at Picasso's by 10. December 25th. Maddie's story is on the front cover. She also asks her boss to cover more military stories, and she agrees. Billy reads the article and rushes to Picasso's. He meets Maddie there and gives him a red train that Billy had talked about. He as well has a surprise. He gives her the snowflake ornament that he had made in the 2 kiss. Good. Fun fact, some of these scenes are filmed on a World War II aircraft carrier, the USS Yorktown, which is pretty cool. I like the journal story. Honestly, it's a cute love story that I like. I love old war stories about veterans that tell their stories, about what they're feeling. With a love story like that, it tells a lot. I like how Billy and Maddie tell about their families, both being military kids and having both of their memories still haunt them, either because a person is deceased or that the issues later on caused happy memories to become tainted. I also like that we just follow them. Nothing about the Navy or what they do, which honestly saved them because if anything was truly wrong, they would have been shunned to hell and back. Bad. It's so clear why Billy hates Christmas. Can't we just skip that portion? What other issues do you have with Christmas? Like, it's a marketing ploy. It's not about the family, but the gifts. He used to work at a place where Christmas was shoved down your throat. Just something else besides, trauma from my past caused me to hate Christmas, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there are millions of other people who hate Christmas because not of family issues. The actress who plays Maddie gets another character who is humiliated. This lady cannot catch a break. Maddie just assumes Sam and Dorothy got married. She missed the part where she was dating another guy who wanted to marry her and never asked who this guy is either. Like, if this other guy could have also changed her last name, so it's like, what?
I don't have anything for the ending. Tune in next time or next week or whatever it is, because next one's about a theme park in Tennessee, about a famous person. Well, since she's not been in this one yet, my hair is still a mess because shower. She hasn't been in here yet, so I have to bring her. Say bye, Mama. Bye, Moki. She's like, why did you bring me up here? Why, human? Why? Hold on. I'm sorry, sissy. She's like, please just leave me alone.